Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I am playing the Tier 10 US Destroyer gearing, which I really like. I think it's pretty well rounded. It doesn't necessarily excel at anything, especially if compared to others that do excel at any one thing. But it's very well rounded, and I think it's very fun to play. For example, the torpedoes have a 16.5 kilometer range. And while the Holland has 15 kilometers, but the Holland's torpedoes are a third again as fast. But Holland's torpedoes don't hit as hard. Maybe they don't have the same flood chance. Guns, well, there are a number of ships that can outgun this thing, destroyers at the same tier. And as far as detection, etc., it's just kind of middle of the road. It doesn't really, at least to me, stand out as particularly exceptional in any important way. But it is still, at least to me, very fun to play because it can do everything pretty well. Now, having said that, let's take a look at the lineup. You can see we've got a CV on either team. In terms of DD threats, Marceau is definitely a threat. That thing, running into one of those in a gearing can be really, really bad because Marceau can put out so many shells so fast that it can just shred you. And 2 Shimas and a Holland, that's definitely a lot of torpedo threat. So I'll just have to play somewhat cautiously here. I can see the aircraft are over there harassing our friendly Shima. So I'm hoping to have a little bit of time to operate here before I have aircraft overhead. But since I spawned center, I'm going to try and work center. Doesn't mean I'm going to throw my ship away, at least not this game. I have before. Not intentionally, of course, but it does work out that way sometimes. And you can see I've got aircraft headed this way now. Even though I'm not in the cap, and that's by design, I didn't want to give the CV a reason to come this way, but it looks like he's going to anyway, so I'm going to end up having to smoke up. Trying to reverse, hoping he'll stay on the same line, but he's coming a little bit south, and it just doesn't make sense for me to get torn to shreds here. So I'll smoke up, do a little bit of damage there, let him fire over the top of me. Okay, so I don't have to worry too much about him. The threat now, at least as far as I'm concerned, is from torpedoes. So I'm going to get behind this rock. Now I can see that there's a Holland and Shimakaze at C, and I can see that there's probably a DD in A. But I don't know whether that's the other Shima or whether that's the Marceau. It's probably the Shima because we've got aircraft over A now. But because I'm not sure and I'm trying not to eat any torpedoes, I was playing cautiously. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before when I'm playing DD, although I'm not always successful at it, one of my goals is to just remain alive until mid-game, because if you can stay in the game until mid and late game in a destroyer, you can become increasingly effective. Especially as the CV begins to maybe not have as many planes to work with, or maybe the CV gets sunk, then your life gets a lot easier. Now I'm able to land 1 on the enemy Kremlin. No flood, but a little bit of damage. He's probably going to move out of that area. Now we've got the Shima that's crossing here. I'm going to try to get a shot on him, but I have to be really careful. If I back out of the smoke and I get spotted, the Kurfürst is probably going to just crush me. But our Kurfürst beat me to the punch on the enemy Shima. I'm going to poke out here. Hope there aren't any planes. Still got plenty of time on my smoke. 38 seconds, 37. It looks like Kurfürst is going to be coming this way. Now that's definitely a concern for me because Kurfürst has 6 kilometer hydro, which means I've only got 2 kilometers before he's able to spot me with hydro, assuming he has the hydro up and working. So I'm going to move over here, get behind the island a little bit. Maybe I'll get lucky and start a fire. Nope. And he's able to maneuver through my torpedoes. If he didn't have hydro up before, I'm sure he does now. But the other set of torpedoes was offset, so maybe I land one of those. Nope. Missed all the way around with the torpedoes on the Kurfürst. There's an Ohio back there. I guess it's probably not going to be pushing down into the torpedoes, so I'll help with the Holland here. I didn't want to sit where I was because I wasn't going to have smoke until now. RZ-52 finishes off the Holland. And my torpedoes weren't up. But now I've got smoke again. I've got my torpedoes again. So I'm going to head back to where I was and cover the center. Now why am I doing that? Well, the whole point of it is to keep the enemy team from securing the cap. That's really the only goal. They've already got the Alpha cap, and you can see how far back our guys are sitting over there. And I don't blame them, because there's no DD there. The Shima that, at least in my opinion, probably should have been over there, you can see he's now more or less the same position I am, and looks like he's not in any hurry to get back over toward Alpha. So we've got two DDs sitting in the same square, pretty much on top of one another, along with a battleship in the Charlie cap. So, you know, we've got a fair amount of our team, 1, 2, 3, 4 ships in the Charlie cap, trying very hard to get that cap secured. Our Moskva manages to finish off the Grosse Kurfürst, and I get detected. So what's got me detected? It's got to be one of the Shimas, right?
Smoke generator started.
Which means I probably have to watch out for torpedoes. Now you can see the Shima showed up there. He lands a good shot on me, and he goes dark. Now I've got my torpedoes headed out there on the Kremlin, so I'm going to try and hit him with the guns, but I'm sure he's reversing, etc. If I'm able to push Kremlin out of there, then I can just rush the Shima and finish him off. You can see we've got our Kremlin pretty much at my 12 o'clock. He's crossing from Charlie toward Bravo. Am I going to land any of these torpedoes? Yeah. Only one flood, so maybe I can get a fire. Maybe I'll get a little help. Shima's torps are going to be back up here pretty soon, so I'm going to have to make a run at him before too much time goes by. Wait and see what these planes are going to do.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Don't want to get detected. Counting on Shima hiding in his smoke. Okay, so no aircraft. Now I can rush in. Want to get all my guns over here to the starboard side. And I expect his torps are back up. We're probably going to see him here anytime. You can see the Kremlin is... He's trying to push in there, but if he pushes in too close, if he doesn't die to the torpedoes, the Thunderer is going to get him. Of course, if I ran out here with aircraft over the top, I would have just gotten blasted. If not the Thunderer, well, the Thunderer and Shima combination. Sure.
Gun crews are on normal alert.
I've got aircraft coming, but I can't really stop here. I've got to keep going. I've got to try and help the Kremlin. You can see we got a full health Shima here. And now that he's detected, we're going to be able to just smash him. Kremlin goes down to gunfire from the Shima. I'm debating about using my torps here. Just a bad shot. Actually, probably a couple of bad shots here. Just trying to size up the position of the Marceau and look at what's ahead of me as well. I know I'm going to take some damage, but I don't want to take so much that I get sunk. Okay, Shima's gone. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the attention of the CV here. He's not going to want me to take this cap. I'll throw these torpedoes out here on the off chance that maybe the Thunderer will bang into one. I don't think Marceau would. And you can see the aircraft coming already. I've got 10 seconds till smoke. I'm just going to try and use the island as long as I can to keep from getting seen, and then I'll smoke up. I'm trying to stay in the cap, but
Smoke generator started.
I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I mean, he knows right where I'm at. He knows I'm still in the cab. So he knows I have to be kind of dead center in the smoke, right at the edge of the cab. And he does hit me. Now I've got 11 seconds left on my smoke. I'm going to try and expand my smoke circle here a little bit, so I have a little bit more room to run, because my guess is he's not going anywhere.
Smoke screen set.
So I've got at least a little bit of room to maneuver here. And there he is again. Now he saw the smoke expand that way, so that's where he put the rockets, but I had already moved out of the way. Am I going to catch the Thunderer? Probably not. You can hear those aircraft buzzing around. I do catch the Thunderer with one, and he flooded, which means anybody who... and he catches me again. If anybody gets that Thunderer burning, he's going to burn a while, because he repaired. Alright, so the CV, he may give up. I mean, I'm sure he knows I've got very long-lasting smoke. It's debatable whether he's going to continue to do chip damage on me when he could, you know, find somebody out in the open he could really do a lot of damage to. Looks like Thunderer has decided to head the other direction. My torp's there. I just got to hope our Shima doesn't run into one. So I'm going to see what I can do to help here, because I'm going to be able to secure this cap. I'm going to see what I can do to help on the Alpha side. We've got a Shima and a Z-52 on the Charlie line, and they are kind of herding the Thunderer back toward his friendlies. As soon as I get this cap, I'm going to push out here, see if I can spot the Marceau. You can see the aircraft are back over me again, so I do spot the Marceau. And with aircraft over me, I'm just going to back right back into the smoke here. I can't sit here for very long, because the Marceau may be running right at me. And if he is, I don't want to get caught. So I'm just going to try and make sure I don't eat any rockets from the CV. My smoke's gone. I'm going to have to just bolt out here now. Now I was able to hang on just long enough to avoid the aircraft. Now I'm going to put out some preemptive torps. I'm going to guess he's either going to throw it in reverse or run right at me, and either way, I'm going to have a good chance of catching him with torps. I just got to get behind this island before he kills me. That was a very, very near thing. Alright, so, looks like our team's doing pretty well. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily in the bag, but it's close. We're just about to have all three caps. If I can catch the Marceau here, it's over. Yep. So I asked for help with him, but it turns out I didn't need any. I'm going to run south here just long enough to give myself a little bit of warm, fuzzy feeling that I'm not going to eat anything ugly from the Mino in the form of torpedoes or anything. Just never know. So, what's the lesson here? Well, the lesson here for me is, as usual, stay alive as long as I can. I did stay alive, despite the fact that I had a CV that he wanted me dead, and he wanted me dead pretty bad. So I feel actually pretty lucky. I could say, well, I just did a great job. I think I got lucky. But it does kind of illustrate the point. If you can stay alive long enough, you can make a difference. In that particular case, I was able to secure the Bravo cap, despite the fact that there was a CV harassing me pretty much non-stop. I was able to finish off the enemy Marceau, and at this point, it's just a mop-up operation. They've only got 2 ships left. So I'm looking at a total of just shy of 91,000 damage, sank a couple of ships, landed 5 torpedoes, shot down 5 planes. All in all, a pretty good game. Did manage to secure 1 cap. That's the Bravo cap that I labored so intensely to secure. And then I've got 3 decaps there, or cap defenses. So I expect overall pretty decent game. Maybe not top of the scoreboard, but certainly on the top half. I'm very happy with that, and I think this was actually a pretty good game. I think if the CV had, if the luck had gone his way, he would have finished me off. I mean, you can see I don't have any hit points left. One good rocket strike, and I would have been out of the game. And that might have changed things a little bit. Now, we wouldn't have had the Bravo cap. CV could have then spent time elsewhere and presumably been a little bit more effective. Thanks a lot. I'll see